Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie from Man-Made Kennels with my beautiful daughter, Soraya, and the puppies are born. Now, the other night we had, went live, I guess, for a little bit when she was in pre-labor, or should we say labor, and we did an announcement where we were going to be giving away a hoodie to the individual that could guess the time that the first puppy was born. Now, I will tell you, thank you to everyone that went to our YouTube channel and subscribed on Man-Made Kennels YouTube channel. On that channel, you can see some awesome educational videos. If you go to our playlist and look up dog educational videos, some cool stuff on there. And then just some of my favorites under our favorites playlist. But all the puppies are born. Mom's doing great. Puppies are doing great. They're all thriving. The big question that's probably on a lot of people's minds right now are, what time was the first puppy born? And so I'll let somebody guess one last time, and I'll tell you. The time was between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. that the first puppy was born. And I'm going to give one more person an opportunity before we tell you what time it was to guess what time the first puppy was born. But there's a catch to it. Was it a male or a female? Because I know some people out there might know what time the first puppy was born, but the question is, was it a male or a female that was born? That's the bonus one. And to that individual, we'll send out a prize package as well. But as you can see, they all came out blue. So for those of you that were praying with me, hoping that I'd get my champagne out of this litter, it just didn't work out. But that's okay, because we have healthy, beautiful puppies that are thriving, and they're doing great. All of them are gaining weight, and so we're happy. I will tell you, there was some concerns, and I did learn a little bit of something during this pregnancy. Like we do every time we have a litter, or every time we work with someone with a litter, we're always there to learn, and we're learning new things. And I learned something that I probably should have already known, and it's not that, it just happens. You happen to learn some things, and I'm going to be giving you guys that secret. So she went into labor yesterday, or was it Thursday? It was Thursday. She went into labor at around 8 a.m. in the morning, and her temperature dropped below 100, so we knew that she was in labor. And that's how you know a dog's temperature is supposed to be 101.5, but her temperature dropped below 100, so we knew that she was in labor. This happened around 8 a.m. on Thursday morning. Throughout the day, my wife was watching her. She started to nest a little bit. We got everything set up for her. We were kind of prepared. We were usually always prepared beforehand, but she started to nest a little bit, so we got everything ready. All day long we monitor her just in case she starts to pant or we start seeing contractions and things of that nature. We didn't see anything towards the evening, around 8 o'clock at night. And this could happen when their temperature drops. You could be looking at up to 48 hours before you're really getting into the nitty gritty. But her temperature dropped. We brought her into the pen. 8 o'clock that night she went into pre-labor, or should we say labor. Started to contract. We went live with you all. And we noticed that, hey, she was looking like she was going to drop a puppy at any time now, right? She was really uncomfortable. After we went off the live, though, we started noticing something about Zombie that we hadn't seen before. She was trying to eat, get back there and lick herself. And we knew that that's usually a sign that she's having a puppy. After her doing this for a while, we did notice that she was contracting. I decided to figure out maybe there's a puppy stuck in the canal. And if that's the case, then, we're in an emergency situation here. I gave her a little bit of time, about 45 minutes, to do her own thing, and then I stuck my hand in there with a glove, and I could feel that there was a puppy stuck in the birth canal. And when you're doing that, though, you should be able to feel where the cervix is, and that cervix was extremely tight. And so something that I should have known, and hopefully you're going to know now, is that when you're feeling inside of that female to see if there's a puppy stuck or anything like that, that cervix should be dilated. And Zombie's cervix had not dilated, but she was in labor and she was giving birth without a dilated cervix. And so we rushed her to the emergency room, and thank you to the emergency room staff out there that was very caring and very loving. And they gave us some Pitocin, which I'm not going to say anything about that, but we had some Pitocin on hand. They let us give her a shot of Pitocin. Her cervix, she dilated, and she was able to have that puppy. Now, mind you, that puppy had been stuck in the canal for about 4 hours. So before I say anything, thank you, my higher power, which I call Jesus. My wife said a prayer on the way over there, Anybody that's had puppies in the past, they know if a puppy gets stuck in the canal, they've come out the sack, which the sack had already came out. The odds of that puppy being alive are like slim to none. But, and here it goes, guys. At around 2:57 a.m. in the morning, that cervix opened up and she pushed out a puppy. Now, one of the other complications of that is the puppy was a little bit big still, because she's just dilating. She's just starting to dilate, so it's just starting to open up. They use some forceps. Anybody that knows what forceps are, is a great thing to have on hand. Use some forceps, pulled the puppy out, didn't hurt the puppy at all, and we had a beautiful little blue girl. And so that was the first puppy that came out. It was at 2:57 a.m. So if you know that you were a part of this and you entered to win that customized hoodie that Sarah's going to literally make for one person, please let us know. It was 2:57 a.m. Now, the other question was, how many puppies do you think she has? So right now, nobody knows what the sex is for these puppies. We know that one of them is a girl. So the question tonight is, how many boys and how many girls did we have? All right? There's 7 puppies here. One of them is a girl. So how many boys and how many girls? And if you can enter that information in here after I'm done with this video, we'll contact the first person that guesses it correctly, and we'll send them out something too. All right? This is my beautiful daughter, Soraya. She's a super dog lover. She's got herself a new puppy. What's your puppy's name, Soraya?
Portia?
Portia. That's right. Portia can't come over here right now because Zombie is the boss lady, and she's making sure these puppies are well taken care of and fed. But Soraya's new puppy is Portia, and you're going to see some videos with her and Portia in the near future, which she loves very much. But as you can also see, Zombie's really good with her family. So there's 7 puppies. So
can I guess?
Whoever guesses it, you don't know either?
No, Mom never told me.
You don't know how many boys or girls there are? Okay, so you can guess, but you can't look at them. You're cheating. You're cheating. Oh, well, there's this thing. I don't know if they taught you that in school yet. Anybody that... Hey, I don't want her to know right now, so it's okay. All right? How many girls, Soraya? How many girls? Somebody's already guessed it correctly. I'm just going to say that. Somebody guessed it correctly. So there's already been a winner there, all right? There's already been a winner. Hey, guys. Sarah, you can't tell them. Too late. All right, so there was 4 girls and 3 boys, all right?
I had the opposite.
Hey, a lot of people had the opposite. There's 4 girls and 3 boys. We call that a split litter, and we're happy with it. And what's really beneficial about a litter like that, everybody, is the nipples. So Zombie has, plenty of milk, but a couple of her ducts don't work very well. So now we don't have to worry too much about if the puppies are going to get the amount of nutrients that they need. Each one of them is going to have their own nipple. She's full. She's going to be happy. But the lessons that we learned here. Okay, so Zombie had a puppy stuck in her canal for a long time, so she lost a lot of energy. One of the cool things about Pitocin is it doesn't harm the puppies at all. It actually causes them to contract. It's also called oxytocin, right? So when you give them a little bit of oxytocin, it helps them to contract and so that it can push those puppies out. When you notice that your puppy has given birth, and maybe she, you know that she's still got a few more in there, but she's starting to not want to be able to push anymore, or she's just having a really hard time pushing, you can give them a little bit of oxytocin. Usually it's about 1 cc of oxytocin, and they'll push the rest of those puppies out. But if there's 10 puppies in there, and you get towards the end, and you didn't do an x-ray, because x-rays are always amazing, let you know exactly how many puppies you're going to have. But if you didn't, it's good to save one of those for the very end. And why? Because there's a placenta in there, right? And what you want to do is you want to make sure that all the placentas come out. Because if she leaves one in there, it can cause an infection in your female later on down the road. A lot of people have puppies and they don't realize that there was another puppy that maybe didn't get pushed out, and 2 days later they can lose their female due to that. Another thing that can happen is they can cause an infection. And if anybody ever heard the word pyometra, that's when they lose that female's capability to breed. And if you don't rush her to the emergency room completely and get her spayed, you may end up losing the dog altogether. And so we want to make sure that she's cleaned out, everything's out of her. And so at the very end, we give her a little bit of oxytocin and she pushes out the rest. And as you notice, the bed sheets aren't that dirty. even though we did change them beforehand. She has not been, you haven't seen her spewing a lot of stuff all over the place, which is a good indication that there's still something in there. If she's, you know, dropping a lot of blood everywhere, continuing to drain profusely after she's given birth, and more than likely that she still has some stuff inside of her that needs to get cleaned out before she gets an infection. And we like doing these videos mainly because we love to interact with everybody. And thank you to everybody that's saying congratulations. We really appreciate it. But we like to do these videos mainly because it's an opportunity for me to teach and to educate and to learn myself. Sometimes I say things, and we have some really cool man-made family. And man-made family isn't just owners of our dogs, but there's literally people that are family with us. They call us all the time, or we have good relationships with them. And they'll say, hey, Eddie, you mentioned this, but there's a little bit more to it. Or, hey, Eddie, you mentioned this, and I think what you were really referring to is that. And I love that because no matter how long we've been doing this and how much we are involved in this, I still get to learn cool things all the time. And so, you know, that's why we like to do these videos. But one of the cool things about Zombie I wanted to tell you all is she is the perfect dog. Like, she is a guard dog. Y'all could never tell. With my kids and with our family, she's super loving. Like, they can handle the puppies. As you see, Soraya's got her gloves on. Why? Because she touches door handles throughout the day, and she goes around touching stuff, and we don't want her touching on these puppies and getting them sick. But Zombie knows who's coming around. We had some friends over today, and she was not having it. The kids come by, zero problems whatsoever. And that's the type of dog that's coherent of her environment. She knows who she's comfortable with, who's her family, and who's not. And we want that to happen in this household. We want that when we have a dog, that they know the difference between people that are coming by and people that they don't know. That's a very good gene and genetic trait to see in a dog, and we love that about her. Now, one of the bad things about her is she'll starve herself to take care of her puppies. So what we do is we have a basket set over here to the left. You can't really see it with my finger, but you see, if you look in the corner, there's a basket with a heat lamp. And what we have to do is we have to remove those puppies from time to time, put them under a heat lamp to give her a break. It's important that you do this for your female, because if you leave them in there with her the whole time, she's just going to stay in mama mode, and she's not going to take care of herself as much as she needs to. And she's going to get so exhausted that what will happen is she may actually lay on a puppy, and we don't want that to happen, ever. So every once in a while, we'll take those puppies out, we'll put them underneath the heat lamp, and we'll bring her out of this area. We'll take her outside, you know, let her use the restroom, give her some water, and give her some fresh food, and just give her a little bit of a break. We'll bring her back into the pen, but we won't put the puppies back in there first. We'll let her get some rest, and she'll pass out for a little bit, and then she'll wake up, and then she'll be ready to go back to being a super mom again, and we'll bring the puppies back in there, and she'll be good to go. This is super important for people that are whelping litters. A lot of times, these puppies, their suckle reflex will just go non-stop, and they'll drain those plugs, and they won't give them time to regenerate. And also, a bad thing about it is if they keep eating and drinking, they may get so full that some of that milk will come back out their nose, and it can cause infections, cause pneumonia, cause all types of things. Another really cool thing, we got a phone call today from someone, and their puppies, they have a new litter of puppies, and they're starting to see red spots all underneath the bottom of them. A couple of those puppies had blisters, you know, down by their vulva and their penis area for the newborn puppies. They're only about 6 or 7 days old, and they're already getting blisters down there. And so the first thing that we're looking at is, they asked if it was an STD, and that could be possible. It is possible that dogs do get STDs, just like humans. But what we were really concerned with, maybe not the STD portion of it. We thought that maybe the living conditions of that dog may have been bad. Not to say that they knew better, but they were all crammed up in one little area together having these puppies, and they had pine chips in there with these puppies. And so there's a thing called piss burn. And so the mom's tongue is an antiseptic. When the mom licks those puppies, she's actually cleaning those puppies. When you see them licking towards the rear of the puppy, what she's doing is she's stimulating the puppy. She's cleaning them. You know, when they poop, she actually is eating the poop, which sounds kind of disgusting. And that's why we will deworm her and the puppies when they hit 2 weeks old. But she's stimulating those puppies. She's eating their poop, and she's cleaning any piss burn that they get. That piss burns just like pee in real life. When it gets on their skin, it starts to irritate that skin, and it will cause a rash. And then you'll start to see blisters. And that's when your dogs can get infected. And a sign that your dog is infected is maybe you'll start to see pus pockets on the bottom side, or their eyes will get big pus pockets. And it's very important that when this happens is that you that you identify the problem and you fix it. So what we tell people is to clean the bedding. Before you have a litter, go down to Goodwill, ask some friends for some old towels, old blankets, and make sure you clean out the bedding. Another thing, when you're cleaning out this bedding, don't use laundry detergent with scents and fragrances. That stuff can irritate their coat and their skin. So what you want to do is you want to use like a non-fragrance laundry detergent just to clean the bedding and put it back in there. We don't want any foo-foo smells in the pen with them, because any of those things can irritate those puppies and cause problems with their skin, especially dogs that are susceptible to allergies. Another thing is you want to keep the pollen or the dust in this area. You want to keep that to a minimum. Why? Because these dogs, they can get allergies just like we do. But if they get little things in their eyes, their eyes aren't draining. They're not cleaning themselves out. So any little hairs that get in there, if you don't keep the area clean, it will cause an infection. And at this age, with their eyes not open, if you don't know what you're doing, you may lose an eye. And we talked about that the other night, but for everybody that just got on here, I wanted to make sure that I remind you of that problem. So we're going to go ahead and try something real quick. Saray, do you mind lifting one of those puppies up and putting them towards Zombie's mouth? Putting their butt towards Zombie's mouth. Just take one of those puppies and see if you put it towards her mouth and see what she does. All right, put her butt towards her mouth. Turn it around, turn the butt towards her.
Yeah.
You see what she's doing? She's looking this right. See what she's doing? So you put the butt to the mouth, and what Zombie's gonna do is she's gonna lick it, right? And this is a good mom. This is a natural trait of a good mom.
What do you mean?
Put the head where your head. Turn the body around completely. Yep, just like up.
But move
No.
your other hand, because if she does pee, it's gonna pee on your hand.
Put some gloves on,
You're
baby.
good. Just
Do it for her.
hold on.
She's learning. This is my future vet, everybody.
If it starts pooping everywhere, it's gonna be all.
She's gonna be a vet when she gets older,
Oh, that's how they
and it's gonna be
poop?
awesome.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to get poop on her hand.
Well, it's gonna be like.
Anybody have any questions for me? There you go. Thanks. See, people are putting cool things in there, right? And we love it. Another thing is, so we don't do any changes in the diet. This is huge. If you're on here, please listen to me here, okay? The milk that these puppies are eating, right now, their digestive system is basically setting itself up. It's getting used to whatever it is that they're drinking. Their digestive system, they're going to start pooping out a common poop. It's going to be the same thing every single time. Now, what the big mistake that people make is they give the mom treats and different foods that they're not used to, all right, or they don't get normally. And what ends up happening is see how she's licking? Just so you guys can see, I'll get back to it. See how she does that? This is how you stimulate a puppy with a good mom. Now, some moms are not good, or maybe they had a C-section, which is really big. If they had a C-section, the hormones that are released whenever they have puppies, they're not there. So they go to bed not having puppies, and they wake up having puppies. And so they're not really used to having puppies, so they don't do this on the first day or two. What you have to do is make sure that you put those puppies down there with the mom, force her to be a good mom for the first few days, and after they suck on those nipples a couple days and they get that milk out of her, you'll start to notice that she actually takes to the puppies in about 2 or 3 days. And so a lot of people, they just go straight to bottle feeding because they think that the mom doesn't want the puppies. That's not the case. It's just that the hormone released to let them know, hey, you're a mom and you need to start acting like a mom. It doesn't happen when you do a C-section. And so you have to give them some time and coach them. But we'll get back to the diet portion of it, right? So when I give her, right now, if I was to go give her a cheeseburger and give her, just table scraps, that food is going to be converted into some milk. It's going to go into their milk. And then their digestive system may not be able to handle it. Dairy products are big ones. A lot of people like to add cottage cheese and yogurts and things like that. Those are things that you would add in very small moderations, like extremely small, like teaspoon size moderations. What they do is they put whole big jugs of cottage cheese or whole big jugs of yogurt because they're new and they heard it from a friend that it's really good for them. And they cause the puppies to get constipated, extreme constipation. And then what's bad is it takes a few days for the milk to get back to normal. And so what we tell people is for the first 2 weeks, please, please, please stick to a strict diet with the mom. While these puppies are growing, she needs to eat the same food every day, fresh water. When they hit 3 weeks of age, if you want to start adding some stuff in there, that's cool because it's usually easier to manage. And we don't add very much. We add some bully aid into some satin balls. And that's just, we get beef flavored bully aid. We put a scoop in some ground beef. And we add that to the puppy's diets and to the mom's diet. And we do a little bit of goat's milk. And that's got some good vitamins in it. And that's really all we have to do. They're still going to stay on the mom's nipple. Here's another big rookie mistake. And a lot of big-time breeders make this mistake too. And I'm going to tell you why it's a mistake. Not saying that that I have the greatest plan or anything like that. But the antibodies for these puppies come from the mom. And I know that it's a pain in the butt having puppies, but allowing the mom to stay with those puppies for as long as possible and allowing them to nurse is the best chance of them fighting off any infections or any illnesses that they come across. Because the same antibodies that she has, they have. Once they come off that nipple, a lot of people like to do it at 3 weeks because they think it's, the teeth are tearing the mom up. You don't have to let them stay with the mom all day long, but it is our recommendation for as long as possible, keep those puppies on that mom's milk. Because what I've seen is that people that like to take their puppies off early, they tend to get sick and they tend to have issues when they hit 6 weeks and 7 weeks old because their immune system is still weak and is trying to fight off infections with their own immune system and antibodies, which isn't strong yet. So if you're able to keep those puppies on that mom, if it's causing a problem for the mom, take them off, give them maybe a couple feeding sessions a day, but enough to where that mom's antibodies are still getting into those puppies. 5, 6 weeks old, if she's still willing to allow them to go on there, let them on there for a little bit, let them get some antibodies from her, and then take them off. All right, guys? So raw eggs, yes, we do raw eggs, and we do the shells as well. Eggs are really just for the skin and coat. All right, add some oil to a little bit to the skin, and it's great. So, any other questions on here, guys? Anybody? Because I got to get back to the football game. And if this is the future, I'm hoping that who won? My wife's a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, so in this house I got to root for the Cowboys right now since my Jaguars barely didn't make the playoffs. I'm joking. But I got to get back to that. I wanted to make this video. If you know that you won 2:57 a.m., let me know if you had it right, the amount of puppies and the closest time, and you go on there and you see that you won. Send me a little text message or send me an email or a message on Facebook, and we'll get with you. We'll check it out, and we'll get with you, and we'll get you your awesome custom hoodie and your gift packet. For those of you that won tonight, send me a message. Let me know that you won. I think I already know who won because I seen them mention it earlier tonight. But if you think you won, send me a message. I'll check it out, see if you did, and we'll send you out a gift package. Please share this video. We appreciate it. Please go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you see a video with my daughters and my son in there, please give them a holler. Let them know that you think they're awesome, because they are. And we love you guys, and we hope that you have an amazing night. And we'll be back with this mastitis video shortly. We're going to make a video. We'll probably post it on our YouTube channel, and we'll talk about mastitis. And we'll let you guys also watch these puppies grow. The next video we make with them will probably be when they open their eyes, and we'll talk about a few things there. But God bless everybody. I hope you're having an amazing 2019, and we'll talk to you soon. On the count of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Peace, man-made kennels.